The war has just entered a very dangerous territory. In a dramatic escalation, Russian drones violated Polish airspace during a swift and furious response from NATO. The alliance has vowed that every inch of its territory will be shielded. The Russian army says it did not target Polish sites in an overnight drone attack. But with the NATO fighter jets shooting down Russian drones for the first time, the red lines have clearly been crossed. Here's a report.
Russian airstrikes are getting deadlier and bigger, striking deeper inside Ukraine. A deadly combination of missiles, drones and glide bombs are causing death and destruction. In the latest attack, Russia launched more than 400 drones and over 40 cruise missiles of various types. This included the Iskander and Caliber missiles. This time, the Russian aerial attack crossed the borders of Ukraine. Russian drones swarmed Polish skies in a stunning, brazen incursion. Poland says that over 19 Russian projectiles entered its airspace. Polish forces leapt into the fray, launching countermeasures. Its fighter jets took to the skies. The Dutch F-35s also joined the Polish jets.
This is the first time Russian drones have been shot down over the territory of a NATO country. Therefore, all our allies are taking the situation very seriously. We have not recorded any casualties.
NATO condemns the drone intrusions, calling it Russia's reckless behavior.
To Putin, my message is clear. Stop the war in Ukraine. Stop the escalating war, which he is now basically mounting on innocent civilians and civilian infrastructure. Stop violating allied airspace. And know that we stand ready. That we are vigilant and that we will defend every inch of NATO territory.
Polish PM says that Poland is closest to open conflict since World War II while invoking Article 4 of the NATO treaty. A grave diplomatic move that signals an immediate threat to his nation's security. A cornerstone of the Western military alliance is the principle that an attack on any member is deemed an attack on all. Russian drones and missiles have entered the airspace of NATO members, including several times during Russia's 3.5-year war. But never before any Russian drone has been shot down by a NATO nation. Zelensky says the attack was an attempt to humiliate Poland. The drone incursions came a day after Poland's newly elected president Karol Nawrocki warned that Putin was ready to invade more countries after launching his war in Ukraine. In Europe, the calls are growing for stricter action against Moscow. But the response from Washington has been lukewarm. Vice President J.D. Vance says President Trump does not believe Russia should be cut off from the global economy, beyond the context of its war against Ukraine. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Mr. John Erath is a Senior Policy Director for the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation. He's now joining us live from Washington, D.C. Mr. Erath, good to see you. A lot of divergent opinions regarding the Poland incident. Russia has downplayed it. Poland activated NATO's Article 4 to consult with their allies. The question of who did it now arises. But in your view, was there a sort of miscalculation?
I think that the incursion into Polish airspace was highly calculated and intended to send a very strong message that Russia is serious about continuing the war and that any support to Ukraine risks bringing NATO countries into the war, which is something that most of them don't want. So I think it was a very carefully timed and calibrated message from Russia to Poland and to other NATO countries.
Mr. Erath, why did Poland invoke Article 4 and not Article 5? Is it because it does not trigger military action, or why did Poland choose consultations and caution?
Normally in the NATO context, Article 4 is invoked prior to Article 5. It's a signal that there is an imminent threat to a NATO member and that it should be taken very seriously and that immediate consultation is needed. Article 4 has only been invoked a handful of times in the history of NATO and always for a serious, imminent kind of threat. So that was the appropriate response at this time, and it was logical that Poland should do this with so many drones entering its airspace.
Mr. Erath, one last simple question to you, and I know you've mentioned this. Is NATO now inching towards a war with Russia?
I think it's almost the opposite. Russia is using this to signal that it does not want war, but it's trying to do so from a position of strength by warning NATO countries that war is a strong possibility if they provide troops to Ukraine. This is what has been under discussion in the West in recent weeks, the possibility that should there be a peace agreement, that NATO troops will become peacekeepers in Ukraine. And this is something Russia does not want and does not want to provoke war with NATO. So they are trying to warn off NATO members at this point to avoid sending their troops to Ukraine with the message that this could lead to war.
Mr. John Erath, it's good to see you. Thank you very much for your time and for talking to us today.
Thank you for inviting me.